Alright, so I've got an issue here where you pull the e-brake, it doesn't lock into position. It's like someone was trying to set this up and turn it into a drift car. So now I need to take apart the center console and see what's going on. First step is pop the boot off, and then we have a better look to see what's happening here. So the next thing to do in order to gain access is put your flathead in this crack right here and try to separate this piece from the rest of the console. So let's see around the back what's holding it in. So there's no fasteners holding it in. We just need to, there we go, pop it off, and now we can actually look and see what's happening. And it's going to take two hands to remove this, so give me a sec. Next step would be take this little bezel off, and then there's one Phillips head right here. There's one on the other side. They come through right here. And then this panel has to come off. It's just a little fastener here that you turn. Pop this bad boy off. And I think we're going to want to separate this piece here. Alright, so this piece comes off very easily. This auxiliary power port is plugged in right here. So you'll just need to pry out this connector to release it. You're going to want to shift it down into like low in order to remove this past the shifter. You can do that by using the shift lock release button right here. Just take this cover off, stick your screwdriver down in there, and then you can freely shift. So now take that screw off right there, and then there's another one on this side, and that'll allow us to remove the entire center console. Once those two are removed, this little piece, it just pops out. Boom. And now we should be able to just lift this up. Oh, there's actually two more screws here. But I need to put in a aftermarket stereo, so I'm just going to leave all this taken apart. And I mean, it's not necessary for that either, but thankfully these cars are really simple and easy. You'll really only need a flathead and a Phillips head. And there we go. It looks like the center console is now free, and it just comes out. And now we can really see what's going on. Alright, so I'm here at the junkyard. I found a vehicle that fits my needs. Looks like I've got two bolts here holding down the e-brake, and then I believe I'm going to have to remove this 10mm or 8 maybe that holds this cable on. So let me do that. 10mm, 13mm. So in order to completely remove this is the little cable here. It actually looks like it attaches to these two wires here, just like this. So they slide in, and then when you pull the e-brake, it pulls on those. So all this on my car is still good to go. I just literally need the handle. But in order to get to these bolts, you have to remove the rear seat, pull the carpet back, and then you can get to it that way. Now, I ripped this carpet a good amount because it's at the wrecking yard, but what you're going to want to do is move it forward, and that allows you to get access. In order to remove this from the bracket here, you have to pinch these clips and pull it back through. So I'll try to do it one-handed here just so you get an idea. So pinch it like that, slide it out. Cool, so after you remove those two 13 millimeters, it comes out. That's our e-brake right there. And even when it's out the car, it still locks in place, so we know that it'll work. And that's how you do it. And then when you put it back in, just the exact process, but opposite. Now we're over here at Saturn Company HQ, aka my garage, and I'm going to continue working on my Ion. I'm going to take off this radio and replace it, and then I'm going to replace the e-brake. I was able to procure one, and then let me see if I can fix the door lock on that side. So we have to remove the seat cushion. There's a couple hooks. You got one here and one over here. You're gonna grab it right in the middle and just pull it up. Give it a good yank. It'll come free. And this is where the hooks clip into. So now that that's free, we're just gonna peel this back. Looks like it's just velcroed down there. And we're gonna move this back so that we can get to these bolts over here. Just give ourselves a little more room to work with, because we need to get to exactly what's this whole assembly is under here. So you can kind of see it under there. There's just stains from the previous owner. Alright, so unvelcro that and then lift it up. There's these panels are going to hold it in the way, but we should at least be able to pull it back enough. Maybe loosen this so that we can pull this through. There we go. Oh yeah. So here's what we want to work with right here, and then this pad. So carpet pull forward, pad pull back. So now that you've got that done, there's a cover here that comes off, and then here we go. We can now get to the entire assembly. Alright, so we've removed the old e-brake and doesn't latch, whereas this is the new one from the wrecking yard. It's working nicely. So we'll go ahead and install this, put the car back together, and now we'll have an operational e-brake. Alright, so there we go. Now it's on. And then with these cables here, the black on my car goes on the right. So we'll just push it through here. There we go. Oh shoot, I'm sorry. You can actually kind of just look and see where they're coming from. So clearly the right goes on the right and the left on the left. Alright, so everything is assembled. I like to verify too that the brake light's working. Boom. That's controlled by this little blue wire here. The charging port cigarette lighter is plugged back in. Now I just have a few pieces of plastic and we are good to go. Alright, all put back together. Everything's looking good. E-brake's working. I'll show you guys how I tested it to make sure it was working. Put it in neutral. Pull the e-brake. Try to push the car. So we're good to go.